Hi, welcome to my channel. Yesterday was a big mess. I tried to do a holo holo. I was trying another technique for recording, which was basically me holding the camera, and that didn't work out very well. I thought maybe I had enough stuff that I could piece it together last night, and the quality was just so bad that I really couldn't deal with it. As you see, today I have it's Pee-Pee, and on the back it says the Flying Chihuahua. That's Peter Monn and his husband's little Chihuahua. And if you haven't watched Peter Monn, M-O-N-N, you need to look him up on YouTube because he's a fantastic guy. Very wise and smart and funny, just hilarious. He always brightens my day. So anyhow, I thought that this morning, while I was kind of trying to recuperate from my busy day yesterday, that I would just have you hang out with me. And instead of this putting on makeup while we talk story that the girls do called Get Ready With Me, I figured we'd get ready with dinner. I have 2 pounds of hamburger here that really needs to be cooked up because I bought it a day or 2 ago, and I don't like it to start to turn colors or start to turn aromas, so I like to use it while it's fresh. So now I'm going to cook this just to start maybe on medium, and there we go. Most of you probably know how to cut onion the way chefs do, but just in case there's some new beginner cooks out there, what you want to do is take your onion and slice it a couple of times this direction, upwards. Then you slice it many slices this way, but not all the way through to the back. Leave the back connected, and then on your cutting board you're just going to come chop like this, and it's going to dice it for you automatically. So I hope I don't have to scrunch down too far. I've been trying to play with my tripod and get it set up so that my head is not cut off. Not that I have much hair up there anyhow to look at, but maybe you just don't want to see me with the top of my head cut off. So I've already prepped this half of the onion. I'm going to just chop it up real quick right now. Now, I don't make spaghetti sauce with 2 pounds of hamburger because it's just me and my husband. So that would be for a big family. Now when you get to the butt end of that half of onion, you just flip it down and chop it around from one side to the other. Okay, so there I got half an onion. I'm going to put that in with the 2 pounds of hamburger. Now that I've figured out how to get the camera a little distance so you can see my table, it'll be a lot more fun to cook together. Okay, so I'm thinking, should I put the other half of the onion in? This is a sweet Maui onion, so it doesn't have much bite to it. Okay, let's do that. Let's go ahead and chop that up. One slice this way and this way, working your way upwards towards the top. See how I got that? I need a cameraman that can zoom in. Wouldn't that be awesome? Okay, and then cutting down, but not all the way through to the back side. And you can control how large your dice is too by how much space you leave between cuts and how much space you leave between cuts in here. Don't eat that, Ellie. Dogs are not supposed to have onions. It'll make them sick. It won't kill them, but it will make them sick. Okay. I think I might leave the butt end here intact because this is my last onion and I may not be going to the grocery store for a little while. So that still gives plenty onions. Now I'm going to use this 2 pounds of hamburger fried with onions. Oh yes, Ellie, I'm reading your mind. She's looking with sad eyes because I had told her she could have a little bit of this burger. Ow! I had to get some out for her and her daughter, Bachi. So I've got a little burger that I'll cook up later for them, but I'll cook it up without the onions. I'm taking hamburger that doesn't have onions with it. Yeah, onions won't kill a dog. It'll just make them like feel really gassy and really sick. Sometimes they'll throw up. So I'm going to put that little hamburger that's raw into this baggie. And so what my goal is today is to get some real food into us, because lately we've been having too much food from restaurants, and A, it's too much salt, and B, it doesn't taste as good as my cooking, C, it's too expensive, and D, too much salt. Same as B. But anyhow, so I'm going to brown this hamburger up, and then I'm going to divide it into two portions. One portion I'm going to use to make spaghetti sauce, so tonight we can have spaghetti. And I have I've got 3 different bags of salad in the fridge that I'm going to mix together. I mix like a nice, well, my husband likes iceberg lettuce, so I always mix in a nice iceberg lettuce that also has carrots and purple cabbage. And then I mix in a small bag of baby kale and spinach, and I think this one has a different kind of lettuce that I've never heard of. And then I mix in a romaine. So we'll have a nice little tossed salad on the side and some spaghetti. And yesterday when I was out at that bakery up North Shore, I got a really nice loaf of homemade bread for only $2.25 because it was day old. But golly, it was so soft, I would have swore they just made it that morning. And yeah, so that'll be a nice little dinner. And then the other half of the hamburger is going to go into this casserole that I make, and it's all the wonderful flavors of stuffed bell peppers, but without having to stuff the bell pepper itself and try to get it to sit upright in the casserole pan. So I chop it up into medium-sized chunks, and I usually use a yellow and an orange. I'll give you a little tip that I got from my mom's doctor many long years ago, probably 15 years ago. I had mentioned to my mom that we just couldn't eat green bell peppers anymore because it was giving us the burps so bad. And she said, oh, well, your dad and I had that same problem when we got a little bit older. And so I mentioned it to my doctor, and he said that you could solve that problem by switching over to yellow, red, and orange bell peppers. That you'd still get a great bell pepper flavor, but you wouldn't get the burpees nearly as much. So I tried it, and amazingly enough, he was right. So that's what I've been doing. So that's why I have this here. I also had a yellow bell pepper in my drawer, my crisper drawer, but it was old and it was way too soft and icky. So that went out in the rubbish. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the casserole prepped with this, and then when I'm out later this afternoon, I'll grab a yellow or a red, or maybe both, and chop them up and mix it into the mix. And then tomorrow when I bake the casserole, it'll have that flavor. So what I do with that is I chop those into, of course now when you clean out your bell peppers, make sure that you trim out all the membranes inside, and of course you don't want to use seeds. But the membranes also can give you the burps a little bit. So just do that. My hamburger's starting to brown up here a little bit. This is 93% lean, and so a lot of what I'm seeing right now is water and juices, and it's going to evaporate off, and we'll wait until this is nicely browned because I'm not in a hurry. I really need to rest. I was in the car so long yesterday, and since I have varicose veins in my legs and I have a lot of arthritis, I'll tell you a story about that later. I think that's going to be, I think that funny story of me breaking my leg. I think that funny story is for Monday's story time. Okay, that'll be awesome. I'll get a prop too. So anyhow, where was I going with that? I can't remember what I was trying to say. Anyhow, yeah. So I will put the bell peppers, half of this hamburger, which has onions also as well in there, a little pepper, a little tomato sauce, or a lot of times I like to use tomato soup, because if I'm not cooking with any salt added, That's got the right amount of salt in it. It's got the right amount of sweetness in it. And it's just a really good substitute for, or sometimes I use it in addition to your traditional tomato sauce. Or sometimes I'll use a jar of marinara sauce. And then we're going to mix in the already cooked rice and put that in a casserole, cover it, and tomorrow I'll bake it up. I'll probably even chop some bacon and put in it, so that'll be awesome. So anyhow, this is cooking up. Boy, that really bothers me that I can't remember what it was that I was telling you. You see what happens when you're 64? You know, you guys should listen to the Beatles song about when I'm 64. Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? That was such a hoot because I grew up listening to that song on all of my Beatle albums. And now here I am. I'm 64. Anyhow, I'm going to work on this for a while. And when I'm at the next step, I'll get back to you. Okay, see you in a minute. Welcome back. Those of you who are new to my channel, I'm Sunny. Nice to meet you. And we had a little start to be fixing some spaghetti sauce. Now, I'm doing it the tired day way. And I have in the past cooked many a scrumptious spaghetti sauce from starting from scratch with fresh tomatoes, starting from scratch with just the canned whole tomatoes. I have at times added Italian sausage, sweet Italian sausage, or maybe a little sweet Italian sausage and a little bit of hot Italian sausage. Also, something good to simmer in it if you're going to work on it all day long is one small pork chop with the bones on. Just let it simmer in there with all the other meats and stuff. And then fish it out and remove the bone and chop up the meat or shred the meat and put it back in with all the other meats. I learned a lot of these tips from my friend Flora, and she's in New Jersey, and a shout out to her right now. Last I heard, she was in the hospital under the weather, so I hope she's feeling much better. So anyhow, we have the hamburger, and I diced up a small piece about this size of bell pepper, just for color and a little bit of flavor. I didn't want a whole lot of flavor from the bell pepper because tomorrow we're going to have the bell pepper casserole. And now I'm going to cheat today. I'm going to use a jar of Bertolli. I like the tomato and basil, or as the British would say, basil. So, okay, I want to take this opportunity to tell you, nobody needs to be buying that contraption that you clamp onto your jars and push a button and it pops the seal. If you get a jar of, say, pickles or any other jar that's too tight and you're trying and you can't get it open, this is the only trick you need. You take a spoon, you find the little lip of the jar. Sometimes you need to use the corner of the spoon, but get it under there, and you're just going to work it a little bit. Find a spot where you can get some leverage, and you're going to pop. What the object of the game is to pop the seal of the vacuum seal. A lot of times I use a butter knife. Do not use a knife like this, a cutting knife. Oh no, because you're just inviting trouble. You can either bend or break off your tip. You could slip and cut yourself. None of that is good. So, anyhow, you put your spoon under there. I happen to have grabbed one that was too fat. But you want a dull item. There we go. And you wedge it underneath there and you just pop the vacuum. Okay? I didn't pop the vacuum that time, but you got the concept, right? So I just used my brute strength, which is a lot less than what it was 5 years ago. Hey, when the body starts to go downhill, it goes fast. So you youngsters in your 30s, you and 40s, you really work hard to get your muscle mass up and everything else. So we're going to put my favorite sauce in. And one of the reasons I like this is not only that the flavors are real good by Bertolli, but the sodium is only 350 milligrams per serving. Okay, so now, also what I'm going to put in, and probably people like Peter who are recovering alcoholics or addicts would probably forego this. But those of you that indulge in wine, just put some wine into your bottle. And we're going to also add some sugar. And the reason why we add some sugar, and I would say about my husband is going to want 2 tablespoons in there. Sugar in tomato-based products cuts the acidity. So we eat some of our tomato products, pizza sauce, spaghetti sauce, stuff like that. We eat it a little bit on the sweet side, just a little. So shake up your wine and your sugar, dissolving the wine and the sugar and getting every last bit of your sauce out of the jar. I'm putting this in my crock pot. Now, okay, also what I'm going to put in is a little bit of diced Rotel tomatoes, the mild. Because even the mild has got a little kick to it. And I'm going to try to avoid putting too many jalapenos in. I mostly want the tomatoes that have been, let's say, influenced by hanging out with the jalapenos. So they're just a touch warm. And there we go. And I'm going to use about, not quite a half a cup. And I'm trying to avoid too much of the juice because I'm saving the juice for tomorrow's casserole. Okay, let me get that one jalapeno out of there. Okay, so just a little bit of diced tomatoes. I'll put that on the side. Oh, that's going to be interesting. That is the spoon that I had gotten out to use on my lunch. Some lovely Honey Kiss cantaloupe and cottage cheese. And now the spoon's going to be spicy. Okay, so we're going to just stir that up. I got my rice cooking for the casserole that's going to be for tomorrow night. And see, by me cooking all these things in one shebang, what I'm going to be able to do is relax tomorrow. But you know what? I don't think I will probably relax. I'll probably be working on some more videos. Okay, so we have a nice thick spaghetti sauce here. And I'm going to put that in the crock pot and let it simmer. It is 1:03 in the afternoon here in Hawaii. So I'm going to put that on low in the crock pot. Okay, and let's see. Maybe I should try to eat my lunch. I have the bell peppers cut up, except for this piece. And I was going to show you. I kind of cut mine in medium chunks, and I kind of try to be an abstract artist with it. I'll cut one way and then another way, and make it look different shapes. And I do allow on purpose some different sizes. For example, where's one of my bigger, thicker pieces? Okay, here's a thicker, bigger piece, and then see, here's a smaller piece. Now, real chefs will tell you, no, you want uniformity. And for what they're doing, I'm sure that's what they want. I personally, that wasn't cool, was it? I personally think that I like the variety, because when I cook it up in the oven, the casserole, and then when I go to eat it, yes, we are going to have some of the pieces that are softer and some of the pieces that still are a little bit firm. And I like that variety, because then it's not either all soft and it's not all firm. So yeah, Elle's hanging out here waiting for her hamburger. So I'm going to save the rest of this Rotel. We're waiting on the rice, which is cooking in my rice cooker. I use the Perfect cooker because, well, with my weight, I'm not supposed to be indulging in as much rice as I like to eat. And my husband's got diabetes, so he's not supposed to have hardly any rice. So the Perfect cooker has a very small pot, and it's perfect for 2 people. And you just wash your rice in the water 3 times until the water runs clear. And you mark, like it comes with a little plastic measuring cup. So if you're putting 3 cups of dry raw rice, and then you're going to put up to the 3 level on the pan as far as water goes. Okay. A lot of you probably already have ways of making your rice, and here in Hawaii we like the medium grain rice, and it cooks up a little sticky. Completely done, not mushy. It has its own form to it, but to each kernel, but just a little stickiness so it binds together a little better. That's what we like. And so I've got a can of tomato sauce, and I think we're just waiting for the rice to finish cooking, or as we say here in Hawaii, until the rice is pau. Pau means done. And I would like to have my lunch. Probably to keep things short, I won't keep this running while I'm having my lunch. And then I'm also going to quickly boil up some more eggs in my egg cooker, the copper eggs that I showed the other day. I'm going to make 4 more hard-boiled eggs because I want to put it into my potato mac salad that I'm putting together so that it'll be in the fridge for meals. So anyhow, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will be back for a quick little segment of showing you how I put together this casserole for tomorrow, okay? So see you soon. Bye. Okay, so we're back, and I'm going to show you this real quick. That's my hamburger and my bell pepper, and I'm throwing in the rest of the rotel with the juice, the tomato sauce, the tomato soup. There you see Bachi behind me again. She was cracking me up earlier. She was sitting there next to me and smiling. Did you see that? And then some no salt added tomato sauce, and also a little dab of sugar. Like I explained about the spaghetti sauce, same thing goes for this casserole. And mixing it up quickly because my battery is running out. Ooh. And then I got my, oops, let me get my rice out of here. Ooh. Paper towel went flying. Okay. So you see my rice here. And oh, it turned out really well. Nice, nice, nice. I'm going to use this paper towel to lift the rice pan out and tip it up. Ooh. Okay. It's cutting off my head. And, oh, golly, there's my, I got my pot holder right here. It reminds me of Lucille Ball trying to make chocolate candies packaged up before she got caught. Okay, so we're going to put a good chunk of this rice in. I'm definitely going to be throwing this into the washing machine when I go upstairs to charge my cell phone. And so we're going to mix up the rice, the beef, the bell peppers. I'm going to take it and show you. See? There you go. I'm going to add more rice. I'm going to add more rice. Might keep just a little bit out for breakfast in the morning. Okay, and we're going to mix this up. Vroom vroom. I'm mixing. See, my mixing bowl. I wanted to have you guys closer to me. The way I had it set up was so far away. You can't see my smile. You can't see my twinkly little Mrs. Santa Claus eyes. You know who has little twinkly Santa Claus eyes? When he gets rascal, is that Peter Monn that I was telling you about. Peter, I got your number. You're a little rascal. Okay, So, oh, this is going to be so yummy. Look. Okay, and I am going to pack it up in this, I think it's a 9x9 cake pan, but it's got a lid. Look, it's so hard to get off. I can get it off. Ah, help me! Mr. Bill! Ah, ta-da! Okay, and it's a race against time. The battery, who's gonna win? The battery or Sunny? Oh, if it turns off, remember to give me a thumbs up, okay? And subscribe if you're not one of our family members. Uh-oh, peekaboo. Okay, okay, piling it in the pan. Okay, I don't even think I'm gonna need an extra bell pepper. That looks just perfect. Yay! Tomorrow's supper's done. Tonight, all I need to do is boil the spaghetti. The sauce is in the crock pot. Oh, look at it. I got it all over. What a mess. Now I'm going to spend 2 hours cleaning up. That's okay. You know what? I do my own dishes all by hand, and I like it like that. I'll just, even though I've got problems with my hips and my knees, which my knee has been making me kind of squeal out in pain today. Every now and then it's buckling. So anyhow, I'm patting this down. It's the perfect size for this pan. How lucky is that? I just smoosh it out into all the corners, get it nice and flat. Tomorrow I think I'll lay some chopped up bacon. Should I do it, cook the bacon first and then put it in there? I think maybe yes. I'll kind of half cook it so it'll still have a little fat to render off onto the casserole. And then lay the half cooked bacon down on here and then bake this. Okay, look at that. It's going to be yummy. So anyhow, it's been fun hanging out with you today, and oh yes, your assignment is to be here or you're in trouble. On Monday for story time. I'm going to tell you about breaking my leg. Oh, that was funny. I mean, not at the time, but it is now. Love you so much. Like I said, subscribe if you haven't been a part of our family here yet. We'd love you to join our ranks. And all of my other subscribers, mwah, love you so much. Have a great day. I will see you Monday. Aloha.